Hi, everyone. My name is Tariq Bliss Bibi from TariqBibi.com, and I help spiritual business women thrive doing what they love, hitting six figures and beyond in record time. I am so grateful for the opportunity to have connected with Anastasia. I've had such an amazing few months with her, transformations, deep healing, deep work, myself being masculine, very in touch with the feminine, but having a lot of the toxic masculinity influencing my behavior, and relationships being something that's so important for me in my life, and wondering why these long-term relationships in my life have ended, having an ex-wife who just walked out of my life, never seeing her again, and wondering why do these things keep happening. And what I loved about working with Anastasia is that we pinpoint the core experiences from childhood that have caused these imprints to happen in my life. And I've been working on myself diligently for like 10 years straight, like every week, deep healing, working with healers and everything. But what I loved about Anastasia is with her muscle testing, with her intuition, just like this, what happened at 4, what happened at 2, what happened at 6, something happened at 12. I'm like, how do you know these things? And those were very significant experiences that happened that really haven't been fully resolved and fully dealt with. And no wonder these experiences kept on happening in my relationships. So one, there was a pattern of um, the big long-term relationships would suddenly end and disappear. And then two, I kind of got into this place of, let me just get my fix through relationships. Don't commit to anything because that's too painful. Kind of be this rock star, gypsying around wherever I travel, meet, connect, have a deep connection and then move on. Which was really me not honoring what I truly desire, which is a long-term life partner, and also just to love myself fully. So I kind of broke out in the last 30 days to month and a half, where I just have zero need. I kind of felt like I was in the sex addiction, relationship addiction kind of phase, and constantly thinking about it and looking for it and finding out where I can get it. And now it was more, the last 30 days is the best I've felt in a very long time, where I just love myself so much. I'm living in a beautiful community. I have beautiful connections. I'm no longer kind of isolating myself. I'm in community every day, having beautiful intimacy, whether it's hugs, whether it's a deep conversation, whether it's a cuddle, every single day in abundance, being next to nature, spending time in nature, balancing work and play, while still maintaining my spirituality and my purpose, and spending time in nature and growing and evolving. So this has been life-changing. The first time in my life that I feel I don't need to pull from anyone. I don't need anything outside of me. I'm whole and complete. If I have a beautiful connection with someone, it's so beautiful, it's so light, it's so special, and just this beautiful state of surrender and trust. So some of my core emotions that I've dealt with working with Anastasia were not feeling safe, experiencing deep hurts, not trusting, even paranoia has been a pattern in my relationships that I've now found myself to be very vulnerable. Hey, by the way, yesterday when we connected, this stuff came up in my head, and I just shared and I let it go, and I feel so empowered. Um, Abandonment was a huge thing, and it was a pattern that kept coming up. Rejection was a huge thing that kind of played itself out during my work with Anastasia, in order for me to shift out of the previous patterns where I would get angry and aggressive. And now it just really like kind of like broke open the onion, just like more vulnerability and more transparency and more delicateness and more like the armor is gone, and it felt scary to my ego and my mind, my inner child, but to my spirit, I just felt like naked in a beautiful way. I don't need these armors anymore, this protection. So someone who hasn't been in a deep relationship for 10 years and now feeling like I don't need it, but it feels very, if it was to happen, it feels like it would be sustained and it would be a long-term thing. And, saying no to a lot of things that don't really feel like the real deal of what I'm looking for, honoring of myself, not settling for less are definitely some results. I feel my connection with my family has been really strong. Now, every single Friday, I chat with every single member of my family, even if it's for a short amount of time. That's huge. Also stepping into my masculine. In the last 30 days, I've been creating like facilitating men's circles and healing my relationship with the masculine, because growing up I just suppressed the masculine and surrounded myself with women, and now I'm balancing that. I love my brothers, I love hanging out with my kings, and we support each other, and it's just been so beautiful to see that side of me and that side of the masculine as well. Instead of being afraid of what will happen when I'm in my full power as a man. Um, Addictions, I feel, is also a symptom that, and a huge challenge where I was feeding it unconsciously or consciously a lot, and now it's just been dissipated. I feel no need to feed those addictions, barely, if not like, and if anything, if I feel like I need to stimulate myself, it's usually like, okay, once a month, let me allow myself to turn this into a beautiful experience, a beautiful ritual, as opposed to the energy I had before where it felt very heavy and dark and kind of toxic. That's just dissipated completely, and it's probably been there for over 15, 20 years maybe. So yeah, I love how powerful, straight to the point, straight to the core, no guesswork. It feels like Anastasia's got this hack, and when you have this hack of being able to find out exactly where things are and exactly if something's been cleared or not, whether it's childhood, whether it's from your mom, your dad, ancestral lineage, anywhere else, it's amazing. And I highly recommend her if you need help in your relationships. I feel like she's an expert, and I also feel like I learned a lot in terms of self-love, sexuality, sacred sexuality, and I feel like I was just scratching the surface. But this beginning of this journey with her has been life-changing, and I highly recommend her. So love you, appreciate you, and follow your heart. Big hugs.